Have you ever wondered if there was a magical place where you could go to learn new skills from people that have said skills? Spoiler alert, there is. It's called Skillshare, and as luck would have it, they're sponsoring this video. So, if you're the kind of person that wants to learn new things from people that know all about those things, follow the link in the description. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's only $10 a month. But throw it in a new tab because you gotta watch some Sins first. If you don't know what kind of movie you got your 5-year-old into after the first minute of this thing, you should have your parent card revoked. I'm not saying some little kids wouldn't be into this, but I am saying those little kids would either grow up to be psychopaths and or Apple Store employees. Also, let's get this out of the way now before I start comedically ripping into this sucker. This movie is gorgeous, and the whole aesthetic is unique and cool as hell. There, I said it. Take a sin off before my skin crawls off my body, damn it. This is an impressive button collection to be sure, but if you're the type of Edward Needlefingers to keep them this impressively displayed, wouldn't you also sort them by color or size? This poor bastard will always be known as the discount Tim Burton, but given Tim's output throughout the century so far, it's clear he should be known as a discount Henry Selick. So this sit is for the system, which keeps a good Henry down while a questionable Tim continues to get big budgets. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think your new house may have a squatter. Movers. It's good to see Madame de la Grande Bouche is still getting work these days, but this bit part is a waste of her immense talents. She doesn't even get to sing. Why does this cat have no butthole? Everything else about this part of the movie is pretty realistically animated, so the lack of a butthole is tripping me out almost as much as it did in the Cats movie. Damn, look at this landscape. It's got this. I'm just waiting for Coraline to start busting out. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Coraline does pretty good work here with her dowsing rod creation, but then completely botches it by not holding it with her palms facing upward. Movie doesn't know how to dowsing rod correctly.
Let me guess, you're from Texas or Utah, someplace dried out and barren, right?
That's Texas. You toxic?
I don't like being stalked. Not by psycho nerds or their cats.
I want a nice, polite stalker that alerts me to his whereabouts via note every morning. Stationery selection is key here. It must contain a raised texture and a frilly exterior. Anyway, as for you, get the f*** out.
I'm from Pontiac.
Huh?
Michigan?
If this were true, she would immediately show the relative location of Pontiac on her hand, which looks like the state.
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
At least until the plot deems it necessary about 30 minutes from now.
Coraline.
Roll creepy credits.
Oh, I definitely heard someone. Why were you born?
Damn, Coraline just met this dude. He's been informative about the new house, the location of the well, and generally gracious after accidentally freaking her out at first. So what gives with this insta-kill attitude mode for our supposed protagonist?
I almost fell down a well yesterday, Mom. Uh-huh. I would have died.
That's nice.
Looks like we're getting straight to the disconnected and aloof parent cliche. But here's the thing. 95% of the things kids say are either unimportant or exaggerated. Coraline didn't really almost fall down a well. You can blame the parents if you want, but when you really think about it, are kids really actually worth listening to?
It wasn't my fault you hit that truck.
I never said it was.
Expositional arguing. I know they just got here and that this is supposed to be a grungy, gothy movie, but what's up with this kitchen? Could they not have wiped down the cabinets? Or at least the sink? It looks like this apartment was previously used as a meth lab.
Some kid left this on the front porch.
Talk about burying the lead. If this housewife were so desperate to get rid of Coraline, wouldn't she give this gift to her at the start of this conversation? And is she really cool with randos leaving the new girl's strange packages out of nowhere? Littering. Coraline's dad is a hunting pecker and a Spartan fan, and honestly, I'm not sure which is the more egregious sin. What the hell, Cora? You know you have poison oak all over your hands, and you're spreading its contagion all over your dad's office doorknob. I know he's being a little dismissive, but you still like him, right? Well, did you knock first? They may just be finishing up. Hey, what's with all this filthy water? I thought she just moved out of Michigan. Left-handers. Coraline has written down that she saw 12 bugs, but I counted at least 16. Also, triple exclamation pointing a word before the end of a sentence.
No. No, 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 no!
This motherfucker is an experienced author, and it's the late aughts. Doesn't he know this shit's auto-saved? Or even if it's an old computer and doesn't have that option, he should still know to hit Control-S obsessively like the rest of us. And also, settle down, man. You had 3 lame paragraphs written on composting and your composition was atrocious. She did you a favor. Collecting snow globes.
One boring blue boy in a painfully boring painting.
Coraline would be excellent at CinemaSins. I don't know who covered up this tiny magic door, but if all they used was a layer of wallpaper and a cardboard box, they weren't trying too hard. This mug miraculously changes position in consecutive shots so that we are sure to see the hilarious I Heart Mulch saying. I mean, seriously, have you stopped laughing yet?
Will you stop pestering me if I do this for you?
Thing my college girlfriend said to me when I brought home a watermelon, a paper shredder, and a pool noodle. Damn, she's got a stuffed squid as a toy? The hell is up with that? I thought this was a Neil Gaiman story, not Alan Moore. Yes, I know Coraline is peculiar, but any tween that's awoken from a deep sleep by a rogue rodent would be screaming at the top of her lungs right now, exploring a strange and possibly dangerous hole. This has never worked out well for me.
Hello, Coraline.
Does Other Father really need the reading glasses if he's got the buttons for eyes? Other Father is actually performing a They Might Be Giants song here that was written specifically for the movie. It's awesome. Now, while that might usually be a sin-off, it turns out They Might Be Giants was originally going to do the entire soundtrack for the movie, but everything else was eliminated because of creative differences. So, creative people and the differences they wrote in on.
Any requests?
Mango milkshake?
Mango milkshake? Mango milkshake? What kind of an abomination is a mango fucking milkshake? And why would a kid with very simplistic tastes even think to request this wretched beverage? Also, you're getting your every desire here. I wouldn't blame Coraline if she actually decided to stay. Not like she even has to pull a cipher and sell anyone out.
But I'm your other mother.
I mean my other mother.
Rhetoric.
What's shaking, baby?
Little known fact, Hasbro pulled their catcall line of talking stuffed alien toys in 2010. To this day, no one knows why.
We're already here, Coraline.
Gone to Oregon?
So the adults are creepy and secretive, the food appears out of nowhere, and the photos talk to you. Did Coraline just apparate into Hogwarts?
See you soon.
Helicopter parenting. Not for nothing, but earlier yesterday, Coraline's mom told her that she had a lot to unpack. Her emphasis, not mine. But look at this room. Whatever she did have, which isn't much, is already on the shelves, and there's not a box to be found.
Miss Spink and Forcible? But you said they're dingbats.
How the long have they been in this apartment? It really looks like they just moved in a day or so ago. So how have they had time to form opinions of any of the neighbors, especially when they're this focused on their catalog? I can buy that Coraline has blue hair because she's a tween that would totally do that, and her real parents look pretty normal, as does Wybie. But nobody bats an eye that this motherfucker is blue. It looks like he's been dipped into a bad batch of Easter egg dye.
Here, have beat, make you strong.
Prematurely dropping the beat, but also beats. I guess this is played for humor, but I fail to see what's funny about this attempted ball smashing. Wait, whose suitcase is this? And why didn't they take it inside last night before it started pouring rain? How are it and its contents not ruined? This series of vaguely adult voyeurism-themed Shakespeare adaptations doesn't exist.
Drink up then, go on.
Imbibing a piping hot beverage this quickly and showing no ill effects.
Oh, Caroline. Caroline, Caroline, Caroline.
Ba-ba-bum.
You are in terrible danger.
Protagonist is warned repeatedly about doing something potentially dangerous, but still does potentially dangerous thing until she finally realizes it's potentially dangerous cliché. Oh man, with this much mist, I'm afraid how this movie's gonna end. I've been down this road before, and that's traumatic.
You're just like them.
Coraline plays the pronoun game to confuse this poor bastard enough that he actually considers comparing himself to a slug.
Thinks it's dangerous or something.
Dangerous?
Jesus Christ, how many people need to tell you that this place is f***ed up, Coraline? Any kid would be dragging her family out of here by this point, like that on fire.
Look, I gotta go.
I only show up every half hour with another small piece of exposition before being conveniently called away before I let too much of the plot out. You know, just last night, Coraline was super suspicious of the other parents and didn't even want to eat or play games. So why is she all jazzed up to go back into the hobbit hole? Aw, those man-eating tulips are just totes and orbs.
Hop on, kiddo. I want to show you something.
Yo, even if he looks kinda like your dad, do not follow this instruction from a complete stranger.
What?
Holy shit, they've obviously stumbled upon Kevin McAllister's house in this alternate universe. Run, kids! Oh, sure, just chat on this magical chicken poop corn without any permission or inkling about how the cloacorn is made. Mice, even Button World fantasy ones, can't play trumpets. They simply don't have the embouchure for it. This hallucinatory mouse circus is somehow trippier than that entire sequence from Dumbo where he gets all f***ed up and sees the pink elephants and
The whole school's gonna wear boring gray clothes. No one will have these.
Where the hell is Coraline going to school? Juvie? What grade school's colors are gray on gray?
Your school might be fun.
With those stupid uniforms?
Yeah, if there's one thing that grinds my gears about school, it's when I don't like the uniforms. I tell you, they could have a bunch of Dolores Umbridge teachers as long as they let us wear attractive jumpsuits. The f***? Did Mama Jones want to hide this key? It's in plain goddamn sight. If she were this nonchalant about Coraline finding it, why not just leave it in the kitchen drawer?
How do you feel about a mustard ketchup salsa wrap for lunch?
Movie pretends like the condimentarito isn't a perfectly valid meal. I eat what I want.
If you're the same cat, how can you talk?
I just can.
Oh.
You probably think this world is a dream come true, but you're wrong.
I'm pretty sure this was a line from the 2016 inauguration speech. Isle of Dogs. Look, I love dogs too, but if I walked into a goddamn Magic Symphony Hall with a couple hundred of them staring me down with button eyes, I'd get the out of there. I don't care what the performance is. And you thought you only had to explain the creepy parts to your kids after watching this movie, huh? Try and rationalize why there's a big old pair of barely covered hooters showing up in a performance of which these two ladies specifically invited Coraline. I'm not saying Mrs. Jones wasn't animated in proper proportions to a regular mom, but I am saying the animators may have gotten some inspiration from the dimensions of Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
No way! You're not sewing buttons in my eyes!
Sure, this is where Cora draws the line in this weirdo fantasy world full of creepy critters and soulless sycophants.
Her strength is our strength.
Wait, so other father isn't controlled enough to avoid spilling the beans, but the sentient piano knows better?
How can you walk away from something and still come back to it?
Neil Gaiman's The Matrix.
They say even the proudest spirit can be broken.
Damn, I haven't seen Terry Hatcher play a role this evil since Sidra spitefully hooked up with Sal Bass from the health club.
Don't remember our names, but I remember my true mommy.
This movie is a straight-up nightmare factory, and I don't think there should be factories for nightmares.
So she lured us away with treasures and treats.
And games to play?
I mean, if you're going to spend some time with child ghosts, I guess you could do worse than the overly expositional kind that tell you the exact things you need to know to complete the rest of the story.
She locked us here and ate up our lives.
Holy man, and I thought Artax biting it in the never-ending story was harsh on a young audience. This is scaring the hell out of me!
Coraline? Is that you?
For an omniscient villain that literally created this world, the beldam sure isn't different about her sole prisoner possibly escaping.
Oh, the Whiteby that talks.
Jesus, this dude's doppelganger literally just saved your life in the other world, and this is your immediate reaction.
Grandma's missing sister. I think I just met her. Come on.
Coraline puts the pieces of this mystery together like Benoit Blanc, despite having very little clue about what's actually going on in this situation.
Caroline says her parents have vanished.
And rather than call 911 or anything from her mom's perfectly functional cell phone, Coraline decided to confide in these two wackos.
How is 100-year-old candy gonna help?
First of all, this candy was labeled as 1921, so at the time of the movie, it's not even 90 yet, and rounding numbers up is for the weak-minded Coraline. My mom must have told me that 1,000 times. Second, how would you even begin to know how old the candy is? Are you telling me you could read those tiny labels from across the room, around Miriam's proportions? No, seriously, these assholes may have been kidnapped, maimed, or murdered while you were over in Fantasyland. You really don't want to call around like the area hospitals or anything? Cats. Hell, if you got the ability to write legible sentences, how's about providing a little more information about how you got here, you know? Pretty sure this means 7 years of bad career choices. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do a few Twilights, a Ewan McGregor passion project, and a Richard Gere film. But the upside is that you eventually get to work with Tarantino. Character accidentally drops an important tool they will need just to remind the audience it exists cliché.
You came back for us.
Coraline has been shown to be a super smart cookie, and she literally just got a warning from the cat about the beldam setting a trap. What kind of out-of-character nonsense is this? And the beldam decides to leave Coraline alone in the room, despite her already escaping once. She might as well have dropped her into a tank full of ill-tempered sea bass. You know, it might be demonic animated bacon, but it still looks goddamn delicious. So these discount Audreys just happen to knock the cutting tools out of her bag to increase the tension, but they are still just close enough to desperately crawl to because, what, sheer luck?
Bless you, miss. You found me.
Why isn't the beldam stepping in to make this at least a little more difficult? That bitch is evil, but she's all about fair play when it comes to games?
Don't worry. I'm getting the hang of it.
I mean, I guess so, but if I had just learned how my special triangle worked, you wouldn't be able to pull that thing away from me. I'd have that thing up to my eye the entire time just in case. Have you never played a video game? This may be a stupid question, but why does everything in this other world turn into a nightmarish version of itself the longer Coraline is here? The beldam is shown to be able to make and appear like anything she wants, so why would they change at all?
You think winning game is good thing?
The Detroit Lions. Well, that's just dumb. What was the best case scenario for this move? Someone needs a lesson in risk-reward analysis. Is this the official timer for the game? Did they agree on a time limit at all? And how would Coraline know that's the case? Sure, it's a cool visual, but one f***ing line of dialogue would clear this shit up.
I think I mentioned that I don't like rats at the best of times.
Deus ex machina?
Too bad you won't have this.
How did that shit burn so quickly? Seemed like it was made out of solid quartz, right? And how do they destroy from the real world and the fake world anyway? It's not even a real fire. Figures that the beldam banishes the Joneses to a fate worse than death, Detroit. Glad she talked this over with the cat and made sure he was definitely okay with being thrown into the ghoulish parademon to do battle.
Oh no, you broke my favorite snow globe.
Dude, I know it's better to be with your real parents and all, but Mama Jones is still a pretty terrible person.
Mr. B's not drunk, Mom. He's just
eccentric.
This is how I explain my behavior to my wife on most Tuesday nights. Let's see, the kid is tucked in, the catalog sold with a cash advance, and they probably had a few cocktails at dinner. They're totally about to right? If Coraline has one superpower, it's the ability to fall asleep immediately on command. Seriously, has anyone checked this poor girl for narcolepsy?
You're in terrible danger, girl.
At this point, it would be much easier to count up the characters that haven't told Coraline that she's in danger. I don't care how supernatural it is. That hand weighs maybe 3 ounces. How the did it take down an entire human body? Damn it, why would you put the key with the hand? Sure, it's playing dead now, but you've seen the Beldam do some T-1000 with the remains of its body parts. Throw that stuff into the woods somewhere.
Why did you change your mind?
And more importantly, why were you out here in the middle of the night at exactly the right time to save the day?
I'm glad you decided to stalk me.
Stockholm Syndrome.
You horrible cheating girl!
Hey, look at you, overachiever. You made it all the way to the end of this video. Your prize? Learning more about Skillshare, an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, develop existing interests, and get lost in creativity. We all want to be more creative, but have little understanding as to how to develop the skills. Skillshare classes not only allow you to learn from the experts, but also helps you structure your time to achieve small, attainable goals that add up. They're like sins in a way. On their own, they seem petty, but cumulatively, they could get you sentenced to something bizarre and oddly specific. My analogy fell apart there at the end, but you get it. As someone who fancies themselves a video person, I recently enjoyed how to turn found footage into a compelling video from Penny Lane, the editor, not the Beatles song. She systematically goes through the best way to use other folks' footage to create a compelling story. Are my results without sin? No, of course not. But did I learn something? Most definitely. Do I like asking myself questions and then answering them? Yes. Everyone wants to learn new skills, right? Right? Head to the link in the description to sign up. And if you're one of the first 1,000 folks to click the link, you'll get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's only $10 a month. So what are you doing listening to me? Go click that link and sign up for Skillshare.
They're real and they're spectacular.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
Another roll? Sweet peas? Corn on the cob.
Faye, this is so scrumptious. Is this hand shucked?
The passport! The last mosquito that bit me had to book into the Betty Ford clinic.
Tonight, he who betrayed his friends, whose heart rots with murder, shall break free. Innocent blood shall be spilt, and servant and master shall be reunited once more.
What's wrong, Coraline? Don't you want to play? Come and play with us, Daddy.
Did she do this to you?
Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them?